Hello, I'm going to walk you through adding events into Track It Forward on our school page. In order to create events, you will need to have administrative access. Once you have created an account, please email volunteer@wasatchwaldorf.org and ask for administrative rights. Once you've received them, you will have either create event or organizer dashboard, depending on the rights that you have. You will need that activated. If you do not currently see those orange boxes, please reach out and we will get you access. Come back and continue the rest of this video once that's been resolved. So now that you have administrator access, let's go ahead and create an event. Each event will need to have a title. In this case, I'm going to use Class URSA, Parent Teacher Conferences. If you would like, you are able to create a date. If you add a date, this event will show up on the calendar. If you do not add a date, the event will show up in the list. Also, please keep in mind, if you would like your registered participants to receive a reminder 2 days before the event, you will need to create an event date. Once you've set your title and date, you'll need to create an event description. This should have all the details of your event, everything you need the families to know. Once you've added your description here, then you'll add your shift times. You can either create these by typing in the box or using the drop-down menus. Keep in mind, if you would like to create quarter of hours, you will need to type those in instead of using the drop-down boxes. Once you've created your start and end time, you'll create a shift title. This is what will actually be displayed on the main screen of this event. The description would be additional information that you may want the family to have for this specific shift title, unrelated to your event description. If you're creating, in this case, a parent-teacher conference, you'll only want one volunteer to be able to sign up for the event. You can add additional values, which will then allow you to create additional times, additional categories, as you see fit. You can repeat here, home visits, and again, change this to 1. And you'll continue adding values until you've reached the number of visits you need to create. If you would like to create any attachments, you're welcome to do so. You would add those here by uploading files. You also need to create an activity. In this case, we're creating parent-teacher conferences. If you were creating a different type of event, such as volunteering in your classroom, volunteering for a field trip, you may want to use one of those other corresponding activities. In this case, parent-teacher conferences. You will want to notify the volunteers to log their own hours. Once the event is complete, the volunteer will get an email, the volunteer or parent in this case, will get an email to say, please click here to log your hours for this event. We do require that all families have a Track It Forward account in order to RSVP. You'll leave the default checked as yes. You then can change your notification settings. As the organizer, you will get an email when someone signs up for one of your shifts above. You can turn this off if you would like. You can also do the same for the volunteer. Also keep in mind, you can email your volunteer 2 days before the event. You can check that on and off here. If you'd like to create any type of cancellation instructions, you can do so here. The privacy for most events should be the default of logged in volunteers only. If for some reason your classroom has any request to be more restrictive in who can see the RSVP list, please reach out with any questions and we can talk to you about changing that for your classroom. Other settings, you will need to make sure that you choose a category, and this will be based off of your class name and the class link that I've sent you. In this case, we're setting up for Class Ursa. I'm logged in as the Wasatch Volunteer Coordinator. If I were the Class Ursa teacher, in this case, or the parent coordinator, you could change that to be the organizer of the event. You'll then make sure that your workflow is set to published and that you do want volunteers to associate hours to this event. Once you've done that, you'll save. And the event, along with what you've created, will automatically show up on the events page. Once you've created your event, you're able to edit it. If you would like to create the same event for a duplicate day, for example, you have afternoon conferences on Thursday and Friday, you could duplicate this. It would take all the information and set it into a second event. You'll simply need to change the date at the top and save again for both dates. Once you've created your events, if you'd like to have a roster that shows who's signed up for your event, you'll click down here at the bottom, click roster. And this will allow you to see who has signed up. Since this is a new event, as you can tell, that's not currently available for this event. Once you have created an event for your class, and it has appeared here, either in the list without an event date, or down below on the calendar with an event date, you'll be able to see all the events for the school. If you'd like to filter by category, for example, by your class, you're able to click this checkbox and see the events. In this case, the Fall Parent-Teacher Conference has appeared without a date, and it's going to be up here at the list instead of down in the calendar. In addition to that, when you share your class link with your families, and you're able to follow this link, it will take them to see the same events as if you had filtered by category. If you have any additional questions about creating events, how to see events, or how to access the roster for an event, which shows who's signed up for your event, please reach out to volunteer@wasatchwaldorf.org. Thank you.